Greetings, Outworlders. Before we begin, tell us where you're from down in the comments. The sun beat down on Austin, Texas, turning the city into a shimmering furnace. But the heat wasn't our biggest problem. Not today. Today, the sky was filled with ships that looked like nightmares made metal, and the ground trembled under the feet of creatures that belonged in a horror movie. Aliens. They were here. My name is Charles Morrow, and I'm a tank commander. Been rolling with steel since I could grow a decent mustache. And right now, my crew and I were all that stood between these extraterrestrial bastards and a whole lot of innocent people. Double J status report, I barked into the comm. Rolling Commander, Jacob Johnson, or Double J as we all called him, replied. Streets are clear for now, but I got eyes on movement 2 blocks ahead. Double J was the best damn tank driver I'd ever seen. Smooth, precise, and knew this city like the back of his hand. Our tank, the Steel Fury, was an M1A2 Abrams, a beast of a machine. It was our home, our shield, and hopefully the aliens' worst nightmare. Inside, it was a cramped, sweaty, and loud space, but it was ours. Tyrese, get ready to paint something crispy, I ordered. With pleasure, Commander, Tyrese Baker drawled, his voice smooth as silk. Tyrese was our gunner, a stone-cold killer with a dark sense of humor. He could hit a dime at a mile, and he loved making things explode. Alex, load him up, I yelled, glancing at Alex Donaldson. Alex was our loader, a young kid from Chicago with muscles that could make a statue jealous. He was quick, efficient, and never complained, even when the heat was unbearable and the fighting was non-stop. We rumbled down Congress Avenue, the Steel Fury's engine roaring defiance at the alien ships buzzing overhead. The streets were eerily empty, save for the abandoned cars and the occasional stray dog. The silence was unnerving, a prelude to the chaos that was about to erupt. Contact, Double J yelled, 2 bogies dead ahead, looks like hovercrafts. I squinted through my binoculars. They weren't like anything I'd ever seen. Sleek, black, and armed with weapons that hummed with alien energy. They were fast, too, darting between buildings like predatory birds. Tyrese, you see 'em. Got 'em, Commander, Tyrese replied, his voice tight with anticipation. Locking on. Fire. The Steel Fury bucked as Tyrese unleashed a 120 shell. The round screamed through the air, impacting one of the hovercrafts with a deafening explosion. The alien craft disintegrated in a shower of sparks and twisted metal. One down, Alex shouted, slamming another round into the breach. The second hovercraft swerved, narrowly avoiding the blast. It retaliated with a volley of plasma bolts that slammed against our armor, rocking the tank. Double J evasive maneuvers, I yelled. Double J didn't need to be told twice. He slammed the Steel Fury into reverse, narrowly avoiding another barrage of plasma fire. We weaved through the streets, using the buildings as cover, trying to shake the alien craft. Tyrese, give me a solution. Got it, Commander, aiming. Tyrese fired again, his shot true. The second hovercraft erupted in a ball of fire, its burning wreckage raining down on the street. 2 for 2, Alex cheered, slapping Tyrese on the back. Don't get cocky, kid, Tyrese grunted. There's plenty more where they came from. He was right. As we rounded a corner, we saw them, a horde of alien creatures swarming down the street. They were tall, insect-like, with razor-sharp claws and glowing eyes. They carried weapons that crackled with energy, and their screeching filled the air. This is it, boys, I said grimly. Hold the line. Double J revved the engine, positioning the Steel Fury to face the oncoming horde. Alex loaded another round, his face set with grim determination. Tyrese trained his sights on the aliens, his finger itching on the trigger. Fire at will, I commanded. Tyrese unleashed hell. The Steel Fury roared, spitting death and destruction. Explosions ripped through the alien ranks, sending bodies flying. The air filled with the stench of burning flesh and alien blood. But they kept coming. Wave after wave, they charged towards us, their numbers seemingly endless. Plasma bolts slammed against our armor, weakening our shields. The steel fury shuddered under the onslaught. "We're taking hits," Double J yelled, struggling to keep the tank steady. "Keep firing, Tyrese," I roared. "Don't let them get close." Tyrese was a machine, firing round after round with deadly accuracy. But even he was starting to tire. Sweat poured down his face and his eyes were bloodshot. "I need a break, Commander," he gasped. "My arms are burning." "Hold on, Tyrese," I yelled. "Just a little longer." Suddenly, a plasma bolt struck the Steel Fury's main cannon, disabling it. "Guns down," Tyrese screamed in frustration. "I can't fire." "Damn it," I cursed. "Alex, load up the machine gun." Alex scrambled to the top of the tank, mounting the .50 caliber machine gun. He opened fire, spraying bullets into the alien horde. The heavy rounds tore through the creatures, ripping them to shreds. But it wasn't enough. The aliens were closing in, their claws reaching for the Steel Fury. They swarmed over the tank, trying to pry open the hatches. "They're on us," Double J yelled, frantically maneuvering the tank to shake them off. One of the aliens managed to smash open a viewport, its grotesque face peering inside. It lunged at me, its claws dripping with venom. I grabbed my pistol and fired point blank. The bullet ripped through the alien's skull, sending it crashing to the ground. "We gotta get out of here," I yelled. "We're sitting ducks." "Where to, Commander?" Double J asked, his voice strained. "Head for the river," I shouted. "Maybe we can lose them in the water." Double J slammed the Steel Fury into gear and we lurched forward, smashing through the alien ranks. We raced towards the Colorado River, the aliens hot on our heels. We reached the riverbank and Double J didn't hesitate. He plunged the Steel Fury into the water, the tank sinking beneath the surface. We held our breath as the water rose around us, praying that the tank was watertight. The aliens swarmed on the riverbank, screeching in frustration. The Steel Fury slowly crawled along the riverbed, the water muffling its engine. We were blind, relying on Double J's instincts to guide us. We drove like that for what felt like an eternity, until finally we reached the other side. We emerged from the river, the Steel Fury dripping with water and mud. We were alive, but we were far from safe. The alien invasion was still raging, and the fate of Earth hung in the balance. "What now, Commander?" Alex asked, his voice filled with a mixture of hope and fear. I looked at my crew, their faces grimy and exhausted, but I also saw determination in their eyes. We had taken a beating, but we weren't broken. "Now," I said, "we keep fighting. We fight for our city, for our families, for our planet. We fight until there's nothing left to fight with. We show these alien bastards what it means to mess with Earth." We were just one tank crew against an alien invasion, but we were the Steel Fury, and we weren't going down without a fight. The fate of Austin and maybe the world rested on our shoulders, and we were ready to carry that burden all the way to hell and back.